Thank you very much, and welcome to this session, guys. My name is SK. I am Vice President of Partner Alliance at Rakuten Symphony. I welcome all our guests here today. We have Puneet with us. Puneet is, as you've heard from James, he's the SVP and also Executive Officer of Rakuten Mobile and SVP for Business Strategy and Portfolio at Rakuten Symphony. And then we have Harsh with us. Harsh is the president of APAC for Tech Mahindra. Then we have Abbi with us. Abbi is CEO of Sheheryar. And we have Mauricio with us. Mauricio leads the telco side of Isbel. So welcome, gentlemen. And at Rakuten Symphony, we drive innovation and collaboration through our open partner ecosystem. And that is the basic cornerstone of our success and our continued success. So I will start with you, Puneet. What do you think that this open partner ecosystem that we have built at Rakuten Symphony, along with the Rakuten Mobile background and the history, how does that help in bringing value to our valued customers and the ever-changing requirements from our customers?
So firstly, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining this discussion, correct? And very obliged how we have progressed so far, whether it is Rakuten Mobile or Rakuten Symphony. Anything and everything cannot be done alone, correct? We have to have an ecosystem, a partnership, which enables, even if we make something which is unique, if we have to bring it to the market, correct? We have to all work together and make it possible. So when SK, you talk about, the whole panel discussion is about, open partnership ecosystem.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Correct? So as we, recently announced, we did Open RAN licensing, correct? And we onboarded Tech Mahindra, Airspan, Cisco, correct? This is just a start. And this shows our commitment, correct, on how committed we are to disrupt telecom industry. We have unique, we have done world first in Symphony, whether it is taking it to Open RAN, completely cloud native solution, bringing this complete work what we have done in Rakuten Mobile, hardening our software, bringing to our customers to one-on-one, and now many different customers which in US, Europe, etc. It is not possible, without having right partners in place. So when we say open partnership, it's all about the openness and the commitment which we have to make things unique, to disrupt what we are doing. If I start with Tech Mahindra, it goes from a very, very long history. Right? Tech Mahindra did our first Open RAN lab in Japan. They did our first Open RAN service experience center in India. They've been partner with us, in integration, and they're partner with us in Symphony, etc., etc. If I go with Abbi, we are working with Abbi on different areas around West Asia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, etc. Right? And now with Isbel, we're planning to go to LATAM. Right? So for us, when we are focused so much on building this product, making this, successful journey, it's most important than how we have, boots on the ground. Right? How more than the SIs, they have a very, very strong understanding of the region. They have a very intimate relationship with the customer. They know what the customer needs at the first end. So it is the openness is what the key remains, correct? The trust which we have to follow. So that would be my answer.
Thank you very much, Puneet. Thank you. So I'll come to you, Mauricio. From Isbel perspective, you guys have been really strong in LATAM and all Caribbean markets, right? With the OSS automation and the advancement in the AI, how does this collaboration with Rakuten Symphony actually help the customers in meeting their requirements?
Right. Yes. Right now, you all know that telcos are living a very special moment, not only here in Europe, also in Asia, and LATAM is not the exception, that they are very challenged, in terms of cost reduction of their operations and also cost reduction on their sales process. This is a key topic. Every CTO, every C-level you meet in LATAM, they will talk about this. So we believe that Rakuten Symphony OSS automation will help to transform and to support this challenge that currently telcos in Latam are facing. Energy saving is something that Rakuten is promoting, and this is also a big challenge. You know, 5G is already there in Latam, not as fast as in other regions maybe, but 5G rollouts are challenging in terms of both site planning and fast rollout, and also energy saving that maybe they have to reduce, they have to shut down 2G. In some countries, they are still 2G. So the concern about energy is a big concern. You will see here in Barcelona many telcos from LATAM talking about that. So we believe that Isbel, as a Rakuten Symphony partner for LATAM region, will help a lot in terms of knowing the market, knowing the telcos, having the relations. Right now, LATAM is you may have heard about Telefónica Telefónica Argentina being bought by Telecom. So Telefónica is also in a special moment. You have América Móvil being a big player there in almost every country in the region. You have Millicom controlled by new shareholders that are very focused on cost reduction and very focused on sales process to be easy and to upselling, to have new products on the market, and very agile. So we believe that with Rakuten Symphony, Isbel as a 40 years company in Latam with presence in Uruguay, where the headquarters is, and Caribbean, with Mexico, and also to work very close to the markets of Peru and Colombia that are very strong markets, that very agile markets. You know, there are some newcomers that you may have seen in the recent years, such as WOM, that have some troubles last years, and they have to see what to do. So to answer your question about OSS automation, we think that this is a very good family of products that we will promote strongly to help telcos in the region.
So just to add to Marcus' point, correct, when you talk about OSS and automation and AI, correct, from a partner's point of view. So we already proven this, correct, as a DNA when we started Rakuten Mobile, correct. So we started with an idea that whatever we do, we automate first, right? And machine learning or AI, whatever we are talking right now as a buzzword, correct, it was from the stepping stone when we started was the idea, right? We have to be highly efficient, highly productive on whatever we do. And now working together and taking this packaging, the complete solution, and what we have learned in mobile and what we want to do further is actually helping the customer, helping our partners to actually position it and help operators to actually lower down their cost so that they can, the fight of ARPU and the fight of finding new services can be more focused rather than focusing on, how I save energy or how I do certain things, without human.
Thank you very much, Puneet, and thank you, Mauricio. Turning to you, Abby. Now, you see the horizontal telco stack, it's bringing a lot of value to the customers, and there's a lot of flexibility and scalability that we are looking at and we are seeing in the market at the moment. Our recent development between Sierra and Rakuten Symphony has been Fiber at Home, where we have positioned Rakuten Symphony's Rakuten Cloud platform. How was that experience that you have had with the team that you've been working with here in Rakuten Symphony, as well as the customer, and how did you bridge that gap, if there was any?
Thanks, SK, for the question. Yeah. So, having been with the telco industry for the past 30 plus years, working with leading OEMs and operators, we've seen this cloud journey progressing over the years, especially going from vendor locked-in vertical clouds, and then us being kind of a captive audience of that, trying to kind of break the shackles. How do we keep a lid on the cost control? And then more recently, how can we go into kind of scale out architectures, if you like? One thing that the previous session kind of reminded me to mention is we as Sierra, we got a fairly extensive regional presence. And Puneet mentioned earlier, knowing your customers and having trust built with your customers is very key. One thing that has actually really been helpful is knowing that Rakuten is a company that's put its money where its mouth is, right? Proofs in the pudding. So when we take a consultative approach, it's much easier for us to be confident that, you know, whatever we say has already been deployed. Looking at what we do in the region in terms of our SI portfolio and what we promote, we got 3 verticals in telecom, large infrastructure projects, and automation, IoT, etc. So this particular opportunity came to us in our data center space when one of our customers wanted to look at building out a private cloud data center. 3 things that were taken into consideration, and the support that we received from the Rakuten extended family was fantastic. 3 things that are key to any decision making, I guess, is one is fit for purpose, right? What are your customers looking at, and whatever solution we put forward, is it going to be able to fulfill customer demand? The second one is, in terms of putting out those offerings, are we confident in terms of the technology and the underlying architectures where they can actually fulfill that promise? And the third, which is one of the most important things, are the commercial considerations, predictability, and no hidden surprises, right? So if I were to just dwell into each of these areas very briefly, when we looked at fit for purpose, we were looking at, you know, a number of different competitor vendors, if you like, with OpenStack offerings and what have you. The customer was very specific in their requirements, where we needed a solution where we could cater to the most latent demand, which was around VMs, containers, and GPUs. That was a big tick when it came to Rakuten, right? So 3 things, yeah, made us feel confident. Then we started to look at the confidence at which we can deliver these. And then we looked at, you know, 3 areas coming from the telco background. You know, high throughput applications become a consideration, because that was one of the considerations moving forward. You know, is it a telco grade solution? Can it support, you know, at some stage the different use cases being maybe ORAN, OSS, etc. And so it's a tick in the box when it comes to high throughput. Resiliency becomes an important factor. That was the second consideration that we looked at. And then, of course, security, right? So for us to then take this consultative approach to tell the customer, based on what we see as the 3 to 5 year horizon and what we're planning to build out, you go with a horizontal solution, and then it's much easier to go with, you know, like a Kubernetes-based kind of Rakuten type of solution where we can actually cater to most of the latent customer demand. The third one, which for me was the clincher, really, is the simplicity at which we could model cost predictability. I'll be honest here, we looked at a few other licensing models, very complicated. The customer gets quite confused. You know, what happens when I change out the servers, the sockets, the memory, and what have you, and everything's got a cost attached to it. The concept here was quite simple. You had one license and one model. It was very easy to predict, and then for us to, you know, give the customer a sense of confidence that, you know, what you get into in terms of a commercial relationship, which we see as long-term and consultative, comes with a level of certainty, right, which we can't underwrite. So these were the 3 main areas that we looked at, and we're happy to say that, you know, we're live now, and we'll be making some announcements very soon.
We'll be looking forward to hearing those announcements, Abby, and thank you very much for a very great, you know, answer. To you, Harsh. The relationship that Rakuten has with Tech Mahindra does not need any introduction. We have been together. Rakuten Symphony has been working, and Rakuten Mobile, on the other hand, has been working with TechM for a long time now, since the inception of Rakuten, I'd say, Rakuten Mobile, I'd say. So, from your perspective, since we have now taken a new turn in this journey, we have turned a page. We are partnering with you in OSS domain, in the cloud domain, for the indirect go-to market, and using the footprint that Tech Mahindra has globally. How do you see to fulfill the customer business expectations from this partnership?
Well, thank you, and thank you, SK. Lovely opportunity to be here. Like you said, Rakuten and TechM have a long-standing relationship. It's not only a long-standing relationship, but I think that is one of the foremost relationships for TechM as well as for Rakuten. You know, you've talked about open partner systems and what it means for customers, and I think for me it is a game changer for our joint customers, right? Now, what does it do? It gives flexibility. I think it does a lot on innovation and on agility for the customer. Now, before the partnership and, in a traditional legacy model, one vendor kind of a situation, you know, customers are always stuck with contracts, right? Lack of flexibility, innovation really delayed, right? I really think that the model that Rakuten and TechM have established, taking the cloud native platform approach of Rakuten and the experience on, with as an SI and the operations that we have in TechM, I think is fantastic. The three distinct advantages, let me repeat. One, I clearly think for our customers and for our joint customers, clearly is the whole flexibility of choosing the solutions that they want to. And I think this is more emphatic, more poignant than we believe it is, because this gives the power of choice. Okay? Secondly, I think is the speed of innovation. And clearly, now whether you talk about autonomous networks, intelligent automation, I think the speed of innovation is going to be crucial. Earlier, you must imagine that the speed of innovation was limited to what the roadmap of the vendor was, right? But with a joint venture, when we are going to customers and saying, here's the best in-class solutions, you have a choice. And not only that, but the speed of innovation is going to be much larger because every single vendor has a different innovation roadmap. Right? Finally, I would say the cost. And our ORAN or other, whatever examples you can take, whether it is intelligent automation at the core that we are doing, we are looking at huge amounts of hours spent, years spent on honing solutions which the customers are going to benefit from. So in a short nutshell, I would say this is a fabulous relationship. But not a fabulous relationship only for Rakuten and for TechM, but I think for the customers, as it gives flexibility, innovation, cost advantages. And to my mind, it's going to be game-changing in the future.
Thank you very much, Harsh. I think we're all seeing the same things across the board. We are seeing the customers getting that benefit out of this open partner. I'll come back to you, Puneet. So, Puneet, in the industry, it's a norm that companies have a very limited, locked-in geography-wise, solution-wise, their partner system. Rakuten, as in our Open RAN charge to the market, we have come up with this open partner ecosystem. And we have partners like TechM, we have partners like Sheheryar and Isbel who are new to our ecosystem, basically providing all that support. What do you think, as part of Rakuten Symphony, this will bring our customers and the value that it brings from the openness perspective? Harsh touched based on it a little bit, but I would like to see what, from Rakuten Symphony perspective, taking the lead on this, how do you translate that?
So good question, SK. See, let me start with the point of view where why we are calling it, the open partnership or open partnership ecosystem. It's not a typical, SI to customer relationship we are applying to. It's not about sell through, sell to, models. It's not about that anymore. Right? It's about how TechM can understand the product better, how they understand the intent, what we are trying to do better, what problems we are trying to solve, not trying to push the problems to or push the envelope what we want to do, but to understand from them on ground what exactly customer needs. Right? It's all about cost, or it's about bringing more revenue, or it's about solving a technical challenge, resiliency, trust, security, could be anything. Right? So the idea of this open platform of bringing more and more partner to onboard and understand Rakuten Symphony product, what we are able to do very uniquely, correct? There is no shying away that, Symphony and Rakuten Mobile has done many things which are world first, correct? And I touched based on that. And it will always remain in history, correct? And it is very important that how we use and build this ecosystem so that whatever we have done, correct, and whatever we are able to do right now, how that can help other operators, how that can help, the businesses to grow, how that can help to have our, in the end, how customers benefit in the end. When we started Rakuten Mobile, correct, the whole idea of bringing software centric, making it cost effective, has actually bring a lot of value to the customer in the end. Now Japanese market, the population is paying probably 30% lesser than what they were used to pay. Correct? That's the end goal. And that is the value creation, from software to partner to integration to and bringing it to the customer. So for me, it's not only impacting industry as a telecom industry whole, but it's impact to the whole ecosystem of the society and how can bring that value to the end, not just to the businesses. So I think that would be the great point of view, and I think that we have done with a great start. We have onboarded on many vendor, and Tech Mahindra, Abbi and Marcus, they're being fantastic, supporting her, they're creating a lot of value discussions which are needed at the end, right? And how we can solve the problem.
Thank you very much, Puneet. Very well put. Mauricio, one last time. You're the newest addition to Rakuten's open partner ecosystem, and I'm sure you have had in previously dealt with companies where you were partners, but not probably in that openness. How has your experience been so far?
Yes, that's a good
one. Huh?
That's a good question. Yes, as you mentioned, Isbel is a company that usually establishes some partnerships. The difference with this one is that last year we made a strategy meeting, a 3-year meeting for establishing our strategy, and we defined Rakuten Symphony as our flagship partner. What does it mean? We, of course, have some partners for reselling some software and hardware. And of course, we have some people that know this technology. But with a flagship partner, what we intend is to have the whole company aligned to work on this direction. That means that we have made a 5-year plan that was approved by the board. The board was aware that we need to go in this direction if we want to grow, to expand to other markets in LATAM, and put focus. So don't be reactive to have some deal and let's work. Not. Put focus, put marketing, the go-to-market is very different when you react when in comparison when you are proactive and go to the market looking for the leads. So we have been doing a great job, I think, in the last months with Nastasi Karaiskos and the whole team, looking for every accounts. We have some contacts and presenting ourselves as our Rakuten Symphony in LATAM. And we are really enthusiastic about this relationship. That it's good to say that 1 year ago we were here in the booth. It was a booth that this year is very bigger. So congratulations for that. That means that Rakuten Symphony is growing, and you have also much more people now. So 1 year ago we were talking, presenting ourselves, and the whole 2024 we have been in Teams meetings, discussion, and now I'm meeting some people that know just by email at the first time. So for us, it's very a milestone for our company that has a long history. But this flagship partner, I think it's a great sign that we are in the correct direction. So.
And, well done and good luck. So ladies and gentlemen, Rakuten unveiled open partner ecosystem. And to that extent, thank you very much, everyone. and good luck for future partnerships with Rakuten and our customers. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.